Hi guys, my name is Jacob,
I am Javi.
and welcome to Mustache Chats.
Yeah. Um, so how you liking my apartment here?
It's actually pretty nice. Location wise is really good. You're next to what we have over here in Oxnard. It's the collection.
Yeah.
Not too big of a fan of your high ceilings.
I have really
You
high
really,
ceilings in
we're
this
not
apartment.
exaggerating at all.
Like, I think I can stack straight up three of me, and then maybe I'll touch the ceiling.
You know what I just noticed? Like, what if your fire alarm beeper starts going off? How are you gonna change the battery?
I don't know. It's an apartment. Call the apartment people. Like, bring your big ass ladder and get up there.
Yeah. You need like a 24-foot extension ladder to get up there.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, I'm actually living in an apartment with my family. Our house flooded. So
Unfortunate. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we're getting a quote unquote remodel because everything was destroyed, which
Like
is
it got flooded. Like the roof caved in. The second floor caved in.
yeah, it's a two-floor house. From the second floor it flooded, so that was wild.
Yeah.
But the move has been nice. I mean, they did a good job with the collection, so I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. I mean, Oxnard has definitely had a glow up, I would
Yeah,
say. There was growing up here, I mean, I born in Ventura and then grew up half of my life as of now in Port and now I've ventured out into still in Ventura County, but there used to be nothing to do here in
yeah.
Oxnard. Nothing. Like you just had the mall.
Hmm.
Even that is like a sad mall. Like it's just they
Wait,
just
wait,
need to.
are you talking about the Pacific View Mall or the
You're right.
the? Ce-
What we call the Cheddar
I
Point
was about to
Mall.
say the Cheddar Point Mall
Cheddar Point
or the
Mall.
Center Point Mall.
Yeah, no, the Cheddar Point Mall. Yeah, I used to go there too.
Okay.
Even with that, like there was nothing to do. Just movies. Like growing up, if you had like you wanted to hang out with friends or well, I was an outdoor kid.
Yeah,
I played outside a lot. I think like the millennials, we were like the last generation. Maybe are you considered millennial? Yeah, right.
I'm considered a zillennial. So it's a newer term for the people born in 1996 and I think 1997
Okay.
because we were born in that weird in between period
Yeah.
where we still had a lot of like non-technology, but we had a lot of technology.
Okay.
So like we kind of grew up with being able to see both sides really well of like everything.
This would
Because
be a great topic to talk about as well. We
yeah,
could probably go more in depth into this.
we can.
I like
We
that.
will.
Yeah, but I know what you mean. Like I mentioned the outdoor, being an outdoor kid, because that's what I did. There was nothing really to do over here.
Exactly.
But now, man, like if you guys ever got a chance to come into Oxnard, and that's pretty much what you're always going to be hearing about. I feel like is the collection.
Definitely. I mean, it's right next to the freeway, so it's like one of the things you pass by here no matter what.
Yeah,
So it's like if you're gonna drive by Oxnard, you're gonna see the collection. It has the big ass words over there.
yeah. It's
It just
the
says collection
the
in
last
orange.
exit towards Ventura. For those of you who don't know what the collection is, it's pretty much like a the word collection of a lot of out. I wouldn't really consider it an outdoor mall. I wouldn't consider it because I mean, yeah, you got your shops, you have your eateries, you have small eateries, big eateries like Yard House, Lazy Dog, Larson's. Then you got your small little places to go like Luna Grill. Um, I'm losing. We having a lot of restaurants closing over here, unfortunately. We have your clothes. Um, they do summer night events,
Yeah.
little bands here, which is nice because and he's lucky to have a spot right here. Literally, we could watch it out the window.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah. Um,
Great. We have a movie theater here too.
movie theater, definitely.
But I mean, it gives us something to do. I feel like you said, like there wasn't always something to do in Oxnard, especially once you got into like, well, the collection opened. I feel like as soon as I got into my teenage years, I think I was like freshman when the collection officially opened.
Yeah, and there was like maybe like five things I think opened or something like that,
Yeah,
like the movie theater and like other things, but it was a lot of empty buildings
yeah, there
at first.
it definitely was. I actually used to run cross country, and right here in the back, there's like a giant like riverbed next to the
Yeah,
what is it, Santa Clarita River?
I believe so.
Yeah. So right next to there was a path, and we would just run there all the way to the back. We'd
Uh-huh.
go out like 3 miles, and have to come back 3 miles, and we would be running.
Yeah.
That was always nice. But freshman year, this was all just dirt. So you just go out there and just look at dirt.
Yeah, I feel like I understand now, like coming from like my mom's perspective and like her generation and stuff. Like she used to tell me all the time, like, "Oh, this stuff never was here. This is used to be just dirt, nothing, and now it's this." And I understand that now because collection is now one of those things where we have on Rice, there's a and that big Amazon building there,
Oh
and
yeah,
that used to just be nothing but was it fields?
those
It
fields.
was fields, and now you would look at it and never would think otherwise.
It's funny because it was strawberry fields, and I mean, people say Oxford and they're like, "Oh, strawberries,"
Yeah,
but we don't have as many strawberry fields as we used to have.
no, we used,
Like,
we used to have a strawberry. We still do strawberry festivals events.
but I think it's been moved to
Ventura,
Ventura now
yeah,
too.
mm-hmm,
But I mean, by my house, like in that field where they built a school,
yeah,
that used to be strawberries. So I had to go out for the runs, and it'd be the middle of the day and running by the field, always smelling strawberries. It was nice.
yeah. Especially on Rose with those big trees that we had.
Actually, speaking of those trees, my
Uh-huh.
dad used to tell me that apparently those trees used to like cover more. So like in the night when there's just fields, it'd just be dark.
Oh wow,
So people used to like rob you there. They
dang.
put out stuff to like force you to stop, and then they're just robbing
I
you.
was gonna say, how do you like these? You can't really walk there. It's on the you'd be walking on the street.
Yeah. Well, back then it was just street and dirt. And that's what they
Mm,
would do. They just put out stuff to make your car stop, and as soon as you stopped, if you got out of the car, like move stuff,
yeah.
they'd just rob you, take your stuff. A
Dang.
lot of stuff happened there.
Wow. But yeah, Oxnard definitely has come up. People always say, "Oh my God, Oxnard is so nice, this and that," and like, I think they see it on this side of Oxnard, and they just assume that's that the entirety of the city. But like, definitely, we do have some ghetto side to it, and some unfortunate sides of
You know,
Oxnard.
you know what I do hate though?
What?
It's when you tell people you're from Oxnard and then just like, oh, Oxnard.
Yeah, they kind of give you like a has like a bad name to it.
Exactly. It's like Oxnard. I wouldn't say Oxnard's bad because it's not bad.
No,
It's just like
I love Oxnard.
it's an old city,
it is.
like extremely old. So there's a lot of places that like I feel like people just wouldn't consider to be nice,
Hmm.
but it's because that area is old. It's
Yeah.
been there for so long. Even a lot of like the RV places, like they've just been there for a long time.
Yeah. What I do miss, there used to be an ice rink here. And I feel like you can't really find those now often, especially not close to us anymore.
No,
That would be so fun. And now they tore that down. It's been a while, but tore it down and now it's just homes, apartments.
I think they used to have a pool in that area too. There's like a water like center
Really?
in the wagon wheel.
Dang.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
No, little fun fact.
What?
It's actually not that fun, but it's a
Okay.
fact. Uh, years ago, the KKK actually gathered there at
I
Wagon
was
Wheel.
like, well, where was the fun part?
It's not a fun part, but okay.
Interesting fact.
So the fun part about this fact is
Okay.
that the Cholos and like they're the ones that gathered within each other's like gangs
Hmm.
to push away the KKK.
Oh, so they had like a common, the enemies of your, like they had a common enemy, so they
Yeah.
united, I
So
guess.
the different gangs in Oxnard came in and they're like, "No, we don't want you here. Leave," and they pushed them out.
Wow.
And that's not talked about.
I didn't know that.
Exactly. Isn't
The
that
heck?
cool?
That's weird. That's
Yeah.
not weird, but like interesting, you
Yeah.
know? So it was different people of different groups, like Cholos and all that,
Yeah.
that were once enemies. They united and got to, wow.
And that was at the wagon wheel. I think there's like a picture out there somewhere, but they talked about it when I was in school, and I was like, that's pretty cool,
That's an interesting fact.
right?
Yeah. Did they go with these? Like, or did they kind of push back that you know of?
Yeah, I don't know that much about it.
Yeah.
There also isn't that much history written down about it.
How-
But I feel like there isn't as much history written down about it because it was the Cholos that came in and pushed them out. And so I feel like it's usually like the white people that write history.
Yeah.
So there's that.
They didn't want to.
Yeah, exactly. They're the ones that got pushed out. So they didn't want to talk about it.
Dang. Okay. That was good. Never knew that.
Yeah.
What else? What else about Oxnard? I mean, Beach City.
Oxnard or Boxnard?
You did teach me that too, Boxnard.
Yeah. There's a lot of boxers here in Oxnard.
There is. We have a famous boxing gyms here. Robert
Yeah,
Garcia and Danny Garcia.
they're all in La Colonia.
And like O'Neal. Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of stuff that happens in Oxnard that's not talked about. There's been a lot of filming around here lately too. I know they were filming for I think it was Beef on Netflix,
Beef.
and then a couple of years ago they filmed for American Horror Story. There's probably like a bunch of other random stuff.
There was so I'm gonna talk about one thing in the background. There was Oxnard. And there was also one that you told me. I think it was like in the Power Rangers or something, or what was it?
Yeah, I was my mom about it.
Yeah, mine was. I'm sure you guys have seen the movie Bridesmaids, and there's a scene where I forget her name. She's just driving down just by herself. I think she's having like a mental breakdown, and then you look in the behind in the like where she's driving, and it's Oxnard. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's well, the other one that you mentioned was the Mighty. I think it was wait, was it Mighty Morphin? No, not Mighty Morphin. Lightspeed. It was Lightspeed Rescue.
Like,
Power Rangers. You probably didn't watch that.
no, I only know Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
But that's the one that they filmed scenes at the Morgan Stanley building.
Oh, that's
And I remember I was watching it and they would go back and forth. I'd be like, wait, that's Oxnard? Then I switched to another scene. I was like, that's not Oxnard. Then switched to another scene and I was like, that's Oxnard. But it's because they were using scenes from, I think it was the Japanese version.
Yeah.
So they would take the morphed scenes of them and use the Japanese version. And then some of the non-morph scenes, it was the ones that were filmed here in Oxnard.
And they actually filmed it here in Oxnard. It wasn't
Yeah.
just like let's just paste this background in the back.
No. They actually filmed it.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like at the bottom of the Morgan Stanley and like you could see the Rangers coming in.
That's cool.
But they weren't morphed. So there is that.
But still the Power Rangers were here.
Yeah. Well, Lightspeed was here.
Lightspeed.
Yeah.
Also, what comes to Oxnard is Dallas Cowboys. I'm a fan. But who would have thought? I mean, not only have the Cowboys, they come here for training camp and it gets hyped all the time. A lot of Cowboys fans here.
Yeah.
And you know, the Raiders have come here to play scrimmage with them. The St. Louis, not St. Louis. What were they? Maybe they were. The New Orleans Saints have come, and the Rams also were here. Quite a bit.
Really random that the Cowboys come to train.
It's weird. Like it's the weather. They come for the weather.
Yeah.
100%. But like to pinpoint exactly where they want to do this training camp and for them to land on Oxnard, it's like
Yeah. It's really
a
random.
dream come true for me because I'm a fan.
Yeah. I don't really watch football. But yeah, it's a dream come true for you. It's just it's such a random location.
It is. Like, who would have thought?
I like it because like it puts us on the map.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember when you were little watching the news
Uh-huh.
and they would talk about like the weather and stuff. And that'd always be like LA and they would go like Ventura or something like
Yeah.
that.
You never would see
Yeah.
Oxnard or something.
And now they have Oxnard on there.
I would watch it to see if Port Hueneme was in there. And sometimes he would be. I was like, yeah, we're on the map.
See, but I mean, Oxnard's always on the map now.
Oxnard, like, I mentioned Port Hueneme. A lot of people don't really know what I'm talking about. But when I say, oh, it's next to Oxnard, they're like, oh, yeah, I know Oxnard.
Question.
What?
Can you spell Wanimi?
Yeah. Hueneme.
Okay, I can't. So
I have to.
I know,
I have
you
to
live
know.
there.
But people always go, what my weenie? They say like my weenie kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. I'm like, no.
I mean, honestly, if you ask me to spell it right now, I'll probably misspell it.
Most of the time, I understand. And when I say Port Hueneme, I always ask the person, like, do you want me to spell it for you? They're like, yeah.
Yeah. I don't. I've never written it enough to be able to spell it.
Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, Oxnard is definitely is a beach city, and I hardly ever go to the beach.
Isn't that funny how like I feel like most people that live near a beach almost never go to the beach.
Yeah.
It's like having the pool in your backyard, so you almost never use it because it's always there.
Right.
And it's like, and then other people show up and they get excited and they're like, "Oh my god, like you live so close to the beach, must go to the beach all
Like,
the time."
yeah, like if I were you, I'd be here every day. You know, make it the end of my night. You know, and we're like, no.
Oh, or my favorite is oh, like you live next to the beach, you must be like when you're like meeting someone and they're just like, "Oh, you're probably like you get tan all the time.
Oh,
so you're
yeah.
probably always there." And I'm just like, nah, like if I get tan, it's because I was doing something outside, but not at the beach.
Yeah.
I mean, I also don't like being in the water too much.
I
So there's also
don't like the heat. Like, it's hot. I know people, those who listening are probably gonna say like, "Oh, that's not hot." I hate 75 and above. Like that to me is hot, and I
See,
hate that.
That's hot to us here.
Yeah, it is.
Because I also agree with that.
Yeah,
But also, like, I get hot easily, so there's also that.
because I know people in the comments probably gonna be like, "Oh, it's 90 degrees over here, and that's nothing," you know. And it's just it's a different type of heat.
Yeah.
It is.
It all depends on where you live.
It is.
I mean, 75 degrees to someone else can be cold.
True.
Like, maybe, like, they run most of the year at, like, 90 degrees.
Yeah.
And then it drops to 75, and now they're wearing a sweater.
True.
Like I said, it all depends on where you live.
Yeah, and I hardly just don't go to the beach because one, it has to be like it's gonna be hot for me, and then two, I like to just lay in the sand. I have to have like an umbrella with me because I need to be in the shade, and I just know like, and always like to keep my car clean, so I know sand is gonna get into my car. So
That's true.
being in the beach, I'm already thinking of how am I gonna get this sand out of my car?
I feel like once you go to the beach, you have sand around you for like a good 2 weeks.
Yeah,
That does drive me insane.
it drives me insane.
Like, so before we got this apartment, they showed us a beach house
Yeah.
of like where the insurance can put us.
Hmm.
And we were looking around the house, and I remember like just looking at the floor, and I was like, there's sand on this floor. I was like, we're like maybe half a mile away from the beach.
Yeah.
I'm like, and no one's supposed to be living in this house technically. I'm like, why the hell is there sand on this floor? It made no sense to me.
Especially if you walk barefoot too, and you just feel all the rocks and everything, and it's just I don't know, so hard to clean. That's not hard to clean up.
No,
It's just a
The thing about
inconvenience.
walking around barefoot is once you have it in your house and you're just walking, and then you feel sand just get stuck to your foot, even though you haven't been to the beach in a couple days.
Yeah.
And you're just like, what is this?
especially after a shower too.
Yes.
And now you feel like you're dirty on your feet.
Or like, have you ever worn your socks in the sand and then you go home, you throw them in the hamper or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're gonna wash them and you pick it up and you like flip it inside out or something, and all the sand comes out and you're just like,
Yep.
oh man,
Yep.
I hate that.
I do. I hate that too. I don't know. Anything else you'd like to add on Oxnard? There's a lot to talk about Oxnard, but I feel like we covered most of it. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, Heritage Square, you know.
Have you been to that bar in Heritage Square?
Hmm?
Or can I say that? Heritage Square. Oh my god.
There you
I
go.
don't know what was going on. Have you been to that bar in Heritage Square?
The amendment.
No, that's in Camarillo.
No, what's the amendment? The
19 something.
1981?
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've been there.
They have some nice drinks. They
Yeah.
really do.
It's like a speakeasy bar.
Yeah. Gotta go like downstairs, underneath. Which is funny that you go downstairs because I feel like there isn't a lot of places here where you go underneath something.
Yeah.
I mean, we get earthquakes in California, so there's also that. But it's a nice bar. I had a cocktail there a couple like maybe a year or two ago, and I really liked it.
Yeah, this when I went, there was a band playing. It wasn't like a loud. It's more so like maybe like jazz. I don't know, but they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely kind of like a little low lit of an area. Like you're not supposed to be there. Like
Yeah.
like it's like an undercover. Like
Yeah.
you know.
Well, it's a speakeasy.
Yeah,
That's why also the music's like very like mellow, just trying to keep everything as relaxed as possible.
it's nice. There's couches to sit. I don't know if they have food.
I
Do
don't remember.
speakeasies have food?
I think they might, because I think they have a restaurant above them. I think they're connected.
Oh, that makes sense.
I do remember random their coasters. Their coasters were like a little like square piece of leather. And
Really?
they just put it on your table and you put your drink on there.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was a really like a nice touch to it. I feel like that added to like the environment and the ambiance.
Yeah. I've only been there, I think, once.
Same. We should go.
Maybe we should go.
Let's go right now.
Let's go. Maybe after this, you guys, yeah, they can't find us there.
No, but we should just wrap it up and we should go to the speakeasy right now.
All right, I'm down. Let's go.
Okay. So I'll tell them we're leaving.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Who knows? You'll never know exactly what we're going to be talking about. Just like us, we have no idea. But we're just here to chat. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode.
Yeah. Remember, follow us on all the socials. The links should be linked. Just go to them, click that little follow button.
Yeah. Find us on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram.
Yeah. Also, if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit that little bell and get the updates so you know when
Yeah.
we post something new.
Yeah. The YouTube, you get the full episodes. TikTok, Instagram, or just little snippets, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. But thank you guys so much for watching. We'll be seeing you guys in the next one.
Till next time, guys.